a second. Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Thursday, April 12th, 2012. And you can see right here, these are the results from the morning trades. There were 2 trades on the YM, plus 12 points on the YM. Alright, now I'm gonna switch the charts back to my desktop right now. So you may see a little flicker in between here. Alright. Now you should be looking at my charts now. Again, good. Now I'll go over where those trades were. Okay? They were on the YM, so I'll just bring up the YM. The yellow arrows are the 2 trades that were taken this morning. But rather than just start right there, I'll start with all the trades that set up this morning, okay? I wasn't in the live trading room this morning, so I'm just going to go through all these trades. I didn't take any trades in the live trading room this morning. Well, I took 1 soybean trade after the trading room closed. But here we go, right here. This is what we're looking at, okay? Down here on the slingshot, we have bullish divergence, a pullback and test of the BBC, and up close, and a move up. Right here, the same thing. This one didn't actually hit the BBC, so you may not have done it there. You could have done it right there instead. Okay, where it did actually hit the BBC for the move up. Though it was going right into a weekly trading zone, I would not have taken this trade over here. This one here I probably would have. This one, probably not. This trade right here is the one that Dwayne took in the live trading room this morning. Okay, you can see right there is the divergence. Here was the pullback and test of the BBC. After the up close, he went long for 19 ticks. Okay, 19 ticks or points. The next trade was over here. We were losing the divergence on this trade, but it still had some divergence. The pullback was right here. The up close was right here. I believe Dwayne got long at 8.24. 8.24. So he got an entry right about here. After the up close right here, he got long right here. That gave 4 ticks profit before it turned around and took him out with a 7-tick stop. Okay. So those were the 2 live trades this morning in the live trading room. And now just moving on. After we had the bearish cross right here, we would have been looking for a short with this divergence right here. That would have stopped me out because I only have about 7 ticks risk, usually 7 or 8 ticks risk. We would have made it back right here. Okay. Right here was another opportunity on the short side. We would have shorted right in here at 8.18. Down to 8.09 or 8.10, but we definitely would have been able to lock in some kind of profit on that one. Right here was bullish divergence. The MA1 crossed up above the BBC. Pulled back right here for a test. There was a nice long opportunity right there. Over here, again, bullish divergence, but it was losing the divergence. You could have gotten long right in there, and it would have been tough holding through all this right here. You know, it was, I don't know, 5 minutes worth of holding, but it would have been tough holding it through all that right there. I probably would have moved my stop up to break even and gotten out of break even. Let's see. I had highlighted these right in here. We had the bearish divergence. Okay, after the MA1 crossed below the BBC, price pulled back up to test the BBC, and with a down close right there, it dropped down. There was another one of those right in here. Alright, this one would have stopped you out right there. Though I'm not so sure. I would have gotten a break even on this because once it was held by the MA1 right here, I actually probably would have lost a few ticks, but not too many. I would have moved my risk right up above this. So I probably would have had a 5-tick stop on that. And right now, where we are right now, we have bullish divergence right there. And the up close was right here. Alright, this bar right here. After it came down and tested the BBC. You could have had this bar right here been your entry. Alright, this green one right here could have been it. Either way, 7 or 8 ticks risk would have kept you in the trade, and you'd either be sitting in some profit right now or taking some profit at this point. And those were the YM trades. Okay. The trade that Dwayne mentioned earlier on the ES, let me point this out. I don't know why this keeps happening on my 10K chart. I need to make a new one. On the ES, Dwayne mentioned earlier, there was a bullish cross and a pullback down to the BBC. Over here it tested the BBC, and down here you can see they had all this bullish divergence right there. Alright, so an up close after that test, which would have been right here on the other side of the MA1 as well, would have been a nice spot to enter that trade. Alright, there was almost no drawdown on it, maybe 3 ticks or so drawdown. That would have been a good spot on the ES. Okay. Right now it's in kind of a mixed up spot. It's testing the weekly trading zone again. We just printed resistance dots at the weekly trading zone, but it's been going pretty flat here for a little while. The range from 77 up to 79, 75. So 2 3/4 point range for the last, since 10:30. For the last 2 hours, it's been in a 2 3/4 point range here at the weekly trading zone. All right, we have bearish divergence down here. We got a bearish cross, but we didn't have price pull away and then come back to test it. So we don't have anything here right now. Just a bunch of sideways movement. All right, let's look at the Russell. The Russell didn't have that many opportunities this morning because it was really trending. It didn't pull back. Okay, you would have had to have been aggressive on the Russell. Oops, hold on. There's some questions. Is the gap you are calling the divergence because I see most of the lines going in the same direction? Okay, the question is on the divergence. The divergence is down here on this indicator only. Okay, on this indicator only down here on the on the slingshot. And it's the space between these lines and this line. Usually the green line, well, the green line is always going to be the fastest one. It's always going to be the fastest one, the quickest to react. Not now, Bruce. I'm sticking to just one trade setup across all the markets. It's easier for everyone to learn. Right here, you can see not all the lines were going in the same direction, but we had the divergence. So when it's actually playing out like this, I don't know if we have divergence right now. Yeah, we do. Right here, we have bearish divergence. Okay, you can see all 3 of these lines are going up, and this one's going down. That is bearish divergence on the Russell. Okay, so it's not showing any weakness here right now. It did right here. This would have been a spot to short a few minutes ago, but a down close over here right now would probably be a decent spot to short. Okay, one thing I'm looking at right here, though, let me just point this out to y'all. Let me draw the trend lines for you. There's a trend line. And, oops. There's a trend line. Those are pretty close. Now if I just copy this one and I paste it on here. See that? We're in a channel right here. And if I drag that back this way, and this one back this way, it's in a channel. So right now it's coming off the bottom of the channel. It may make it to the top of the channel right here. It may not, but it's giving some mixed up signals right here as it goes from side to side. Okay, just wanted to point that out to you. All right, well, I'm on the Russell, so let me just scroll back here, or I'll blow it up, and then we can do it this way. Let's see. Now, when I turned the charts on this morning, there were some great trades in the pre-market right here. I turned the charts on right about here at 7:30 my time. There was a great trade right here. I outlined this morning. I don't think anybody was there when I did that one. But this one right here, there were some folks in there. I think Frank and Alan and a couple other guys were in there when I did this one at 8:30. All right, there was a nice short opportunity right here with all this divergence. It came back up, tested the BBC with a down close right there. All right. After that, we had a bullish cross. We had bullish divergence. Tested the BBC with an up close. So right in here. Now this is still pre-market, but then once the market opened up, it didn't test the BBC till way over here, and it didn't have any divergence when it did. Okay. The only time it had divergence was right in here, and then it would have been a little more aggressive, but you could have taken it long on the close above the MA1. Let's see, over here, it had a short opportunity right in here. 99.5, it dropped down to 99.1 before it pulled up to 800.5. That would have stopped me out, all right, because we had the bearish divergence right there. All right, we still had the bearish divergence over here, so there was another opportunity to take this trade on the short side right in here for the move down. Okay, I don't know that I would have done that. I wasn't there and I didn't take any trades, so I can't really say. And that was pretty much it for the morning, guys. Really not much going on. You see we have a gravestone doji right here with bearish divergence. So that's suggesting it's going to go down. You could have shorted right there at 806. 806, and it should make it down here to 805 probably. Okay. A close down below the MA1 and the BBC right here is pretty important. Okay, the BBC is this green line, the MA1 is this other line right here. All right. Dwayne had mentioned earlier the settings for the slingshot. Let me just go over those really quickly. All right, so you guys can see them in the recording, and when the recap is out on the when the recap of today is out on the website, then you guys can stop the recap, pause it, and just set the things the way they are here. The things that are different: the S1 fast on is set to true, color is green, number is 2. The S2 is 5. The fast on is set to true. The fast color is set to black. The S3 cycle on is set to true. I changed the width to 4 to make it a little thicker, easier to see. The fast on is also true, and I changed the color to brown. Okay, those are the settings that I have on that. You see the MA1 is holding the price right here. So if you were short this Russell right now, it looks like it's trying to move it. It looks like it's trying to get up here. If you were short the Russell up here at 806, 805.9, you shouldn't have any risk above 806, well, 806.5. Okay, that should be your max risk, probably 5 ticks. Let's see. So that was the Russell, the ES, the YM. You can look at soybeans really quickly. Now I'm going to throw the BBC on here just to be consistent, okay? Consistent across all the markets. The same setup, the same thing across all the markets. Now, right here at 10:30 is where the soybeans really open up, okay? There was some bullish divergence right here. It would have been really aggressive to get long at that point, not knowing what it was going to do. Price pulled back right here, but we still had bullish divergence. There was nothing going on there. Right in here, we start to put in bearish divergence, but we're not getting our closes below the MA1. You could have shorted right in here. All right, this spot right here. All right, down to the MA1, or the BBC. Let's see. Right in here was a mixed bag. It would have been aggressive if you wanted to go long right there. Right here we had bullish divergence with an up close after a test to the BBC right here. So right there was the spot to get long. Okay, and this was the bullish divergence right there. All right, we lost the divergence here. So after the test of the BBC, we really didn't have any divergence to go long off of. Over here, I shorted this aggressively, and I ended up taking a break even on it. This was not based on what I'm showing you right now. Okay, there was divergence right here, bearish divergence, and a test of the BBC with a gravestone doji. You could have shorted right here. It would have stopped you out had you shorted right there. But I suppose that was an opportunity right there to get short. Nothing else yet. Okay. Those are the soybeans, and let's see. That's pretty much it, I think. So the YM, the ES, the Russell, the soybeans. Those are the markets for the day, I think. All right. I think we're going to wrap it up here. All right. I'll wrap up the recording right here anyway.